Question number 3 is how are architects, particularly members of NOMA, legitimizing the equity part of the sustainability argument? So this isn't just a question about NOMA as an organization, but for you as members of the National Organization of Minority Architects. How are you legitimizing, or how are you really being a leader in the process of making change, being the change that you seek? It doesn't have to be through major steps, it could be through smaller activities. But the question is really, how are you as an individual really legitimizing and really showing that these type of issues aren't just wishful thinking, they're not just aspirational, but the reality is that they can actually be done?
Many of you know that we do this thing called Vortex, and actually this is sort of what I was going to say this time at the beginning, which I will say again on Saturday. But Vortex was really conceived as a way of empowering women, not just to become licensed architects, but to do other things with their lives, such as volunteering, mentoring other people, and really making you a whole person, and as well as a whole architect. And I think that if you see, the women who've done Vortex and the people that we associate with that, we all have an underlying social responsibility. We're not necessarily sure how to make that work, and the Vortex conversation and the conversation we have outside of that help us figure out what else we can do in the world to make it a better place. So I guess, in some ways, Vortex is a vehicle for helping.
The means of appreciating what equity can do in a community. It's not necessarily about what we do as architects. It's what design can do to impact a community. So whether or not any of these kids end up being architects, guess what? They now know architects. They now know how we operate and what we do. And so that's a huge part of how we legitimize what it means to be sustainable and what it means to be equitable in our communities.
And I think one of the beautiful things about Project Pipeline is the fact that while it may not be explicit, is the fact that implicitly equity and sustainability is one of the drivers of that particular program, making sure that we engage youth and help them to discover the fact that they may have new skill sets, and that architecture is an option for them to consider, in the reality that they can actually play a role in improving their community and not wait till they become an adult, but they can start when they're young.
There are two things I would like to talk about. One that I'm personally involved with, and another is the NOMA initiative. So the first one is SEED, which actually Carlton mentioned earlier. It stands for Social, Economic, Environmental Design. And essentially it's created to be a counterpart to LEAD that really looks at how projects are being good neighbors and good stewards of their community. And the mission of SEED is to advance the right of every person to live in a socially, economically, and environmentally healthy community. So that's something that I've been involved with since 2005, that actually created the idea. And it's been developing since then with really national and international attention. So the second thing is actually the NOMA, the annual NOMA Community Service Project, which was established in 2008, which really looks to break out of these cold conference rooms and get into the community where, wherever NOMA is having its annual conference. So it starts the day before the conference starts, which is every Wednesday right before. And we really engage with some sort of local community organization or school or something that allows us to do a hands-on building project or a charrette or something that just really kind of allows us to build relationships locally, so the local NOMA members have a continued relationship with that organization afterwards. But we also, for example, the Atlanta project, Carlton connected us with the EPA, so we collaborate with them, led by Peter Strong behind me. And we always work with, with different high schools or colleges or just different, different levels of students to kind of get them engaged, to work on that one-day project and just see, allow them to see us in action, and it sort of provides some informal mentorship as well. So that's another NOMA effort. It's helpful.
Anyone else?
I want speak long, I just wanted to say the HBCUs and, you know,
And for those who will be in our international audience, so what are HBCUs?
the historically black colleges and universities, the architecture schools have an organization called COBAS, Council of Black Architectural Schools. And a lot of the programs, design studio programs, as well as the elective courses and their outreach have to do with the communities that they're in, that they serve, as well as the global community.
Any other observations about question number 3 in terms of how members of NOMA or minority architects in general may be bringing legitimacy to the equity part of the sustainability argument?
Yeah, Carlton, just one thing I've found out over the years being a NOMA member is the resource. So, for example, you know, people sometimes reach out looking for an architect of color to work on a project in the community, and they say, well, we can't find anybody. And then they make contact with me, and I say, well, I can contact with you, with the folks you need to get into your community and do the work. And for that, they're very thankful and actually come back and use it as a resource. So the fact that I'm a NOMA member, providing a resource back to my community for who want to work in the community, I think is really has been rewarding.
Thank you very much.